Hey, I'm glad you're here so we could talk about what wine you should have right before you watch the Game 7 of the NBA Finals this year. Since they're going to be crowning a winner, I figured the smartest wine to choose would be a sparkling wine because they will definitely be popping bottles of champagne during the championship. Now, I thought that Oklahoma City was going to win in 6 games. So when I saw them lose game 6, I just thought, well, damn, there's a good chance that they could lose today. But I'm going to still hold on to Oklahoma City pulling it out. They're going to be at home, and they've come back and basically annihilated the Pacers after every loss. So they can look forward to that. Now, the wine that I got is the last wine out of the ones that I bought when the grocery store was going out of business. And I got this bottle of 50% off. I can't imagine I paid more than $15 for it. I found out that the actual cost for this bottle is $30, and it is actually another bottle from California. I am so sorry. I was trying to get something from someplace else, but I was not feeling good and did not want to go to the store. So I was like, what do I have in the house right now that'll work? And the one that I'm having today, is Banshee 10 of Cups. And this is from the Alexander Valley in California. And if you're familiar with Alexander Valley or even California, that is in Northern California, of course, in Sonoma County, but in the top part of Sonoma County. So in case you didn't know, Sonoma is a city as well as a county. So Sonoma County kind of goes all the way up to the top of the state. It's actually a huge county. The title of this sparkling wine, 10 of Cups, is based on tarot cards. And so this particular tarot card, the 10 of Cups, let me check because I wrote it down, represents harmony, joy, and abundance. So I was like, oh, that's kind of fun for this. This is non-vintage. One of the things that is really interesting about this bottle, though, is that it is a combination of Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and a Pinot Meunier. Now, those are all the grapes that you would normally get in a sparkling wine of any kind, sparkling wine or champagne. Those are the grapes that you would get. So I was unable to find out what the percentages were, but I feel confident in the fact that the way that they were listed, that it's primarily Chardonnay and then secondarily Pinot Noir and then probably Pinot Meunier to kind of round it out, because Pinot Meunier is really great at giving you that really round mouth feel. So that kind of makes sense. All right, let's kind of talk about the wine a little more. So it has a really pale gold color and a beautiful light mousse that keeps coming up. On the nose, it smells like citrus peel and green apple and almond, which I was not expecting. But I should have, because I saw that the residual sugars in this bottle is 8.5 grams per liter. And generally, sparkling wines and even champagnes that are made for the American market tend to be a little bit sweeter. Now, this does not qualify as sweet, but it is much sweeter than if you're getting champagnes that are made for a European market, where the residual sugar tends to be closer to 5 or 6. So, that should have been the tip off that it was going to smell like almonds, which smell sweet. On the tongue, I'm getting a lot of lemon and lime right up front. It is quite creamy, which is nice. It has a very nice mouthfeel. It has low acidity, and overall, I felt like it was okay. I felt like for $15, it's perfect, but it's not worth the $30 that they're asking for it. I think it is a great choice if you wanted to make a punch that requires sparkling wine, and for some reason you didn't have time or didn't want to go to Costco and buy an $8 bottle of their sparkling Prosecco. I thought this was probably an excellent choice if you wanted to make a cocktail called a Pimm's Cup Royale, which is a Pimm's Cup, which is based on a British liqueur where you add Pimm's and cloudy or sparkling lemonade, and then fruit, orange, strawberry, and a little cucumber and mint. And then to make it the Royale, you add in sparkling wine. So it has some uses, It is an easy drinker. It's going to be a great pair with, a chicken sandwich. If you were like, hey, I'm just going to have a fried chicken sandwich, I think it's going to be a really great choice for that. I think it could even be okay if you were just going to go to the store and pick up like American style tacos. It's not terrible, but it's not great. So you don't have to run out and get it. Let me show it to you again. If you want to have some bubbles around that are not that expensive and that are something that people have not heard of. I hadn't heard of this until I got this bottle. This is a good choice in that sense. Let's say you have some people over that you're not crazy about, but you want to serve them some decent wine. This is also a good choice. Now, as long as Tyrese Halliburton has not clearly recovered from his injured calf, I think that the Pacers will lose today. Although, to be honest, when he played on Thursday, his calf was still injured and he looked pretty great. So I hope OKC can get it, but I'm staying strong with OKC. All right, for a recap, I'm taking OKC to win tonight. Here is the wine. This is Banji 10 of Cups. It is a brut, non-vintage from California. All right, I'll see you soon. Cheers.